Hello and welcome to Chronicle. I'm Jim Payne.
And I'm Michelle Imparato. We're in one of Orlando's hottest neighborhoods, Lake Como, where for the last 2 years, homeowners had buyers and realtors practically begging for a chance to make a deal.
That's just one side of the wild real estate and housing market we have seen in Central Florida in the recent past. Besides the buying frenzy, which seems to have momentarily cooled, there's also the struggle to find affordable living. Doesn't matter whether you're buying or renting.
None of that is new. Pre-pandemic, Florida was seeing 1,000 people moving to the Sunshine State every week, and things only ramped up after that.
Also pre-pandemic was our housing crisis. WESH 2 spent 2019 chronicling the struggle to find affordable housing across Central Florida, and we begin this program where we left off in 2019. Orange County faces the largest population of people dealing with ballooning living costs. It's why in 2019, Mayor Jerry Demings convened the Housing for All Affordable Housing Task Force. After 6 months, the group handed the county a blueprint on how to turn things around. 3 years later, our Greg Fox is asking if any progress has been made for the people barely able to call Orange County home.
It's home to the happiest place on earth. And a different kind of magic at Hogwarts. But to handle the 75 million people a year who visit Central Florida's theme parks takes more than hocus pocus. Disney and Universal alone employ more than 100,000 people. Not long after the opening of Toy Story Mania at Hollywood Studios, Annie Sierra landed a job there in 2010. She works at the Animal Kingdom now, a career dream come true.
Since the age of 16, I wanted to work at Disney. Just the smiles, the children, being able to see the children know that I'm helping make somebody's memories that I, myself as a child, cannot have, it keeps a smile on my face.
Her daughter Kayla is a Disney housekeeper, but that's not all she has in common with her mother. Both have been battling cancer. Both are struggling to afford rent. Annie says her landlord has raised her rent 3 times this year and may do so again in January. Her daughter will soon abandon her apartment and move in to share the rent.
The money only goes so far. Inflation is really killing us, and the fact that you have landlords that are raising rent every 2 to 3 months or whenever they feel like it.
Do you sometimes have to make choices about what you spend?
I do. I have to decide if I'm going to pay for my cancer treatment this week, if I'm going to help pay for my daughter's, if I'm going to skip meals, if I'm going to have enough gas to make it to work.
For the financial struggles facing Annie and fellow theme park workers, this could be part of the solution. Land near the 429 and Western Way, on which Disney is planning to build 1,300 affordable housing units. Universal Orlando Resort has also hired a developer to build on 20 acres near International Drive and Destination Way. Catchlight Crossings. It'll feature 1,000 affordable and mixed-income units next to its new Epic Universe theme park. But Annie wonders if that'll do much to help people like her and so many of her struggling coworkers.
No, I'm not confident it's going to help. When it's done and it's actually helping, then I'll believe it.
And went with the higher ceilings, so it feels bigger in here.
Dustin Hughes gave us a tour of his new apartment, built right on top of his 2-car garage. The 650 square feet is just right for his first tenant, who moves in next month. He says permitting was a breeze, thanks to regulatory changes recommended by Orange County's Housing for All Task Force, which gives property owners more flexibility to add what are called accessory dwelling units.
So I based the material selection off of my home.
As a builder, sometimes frustrated by planning and zoning regulations, he says Orlando and other cities and counties can learn from Orange County's model.
I mean, this creates more housing. It helps keeping things from being urban sprawl, which is nice. It's better to bring everything in, maybe help reduce traffic a little bit, things like that. So I do think a little more density. Yes, density is what we need in Orlando.
Potentially in-laws one day when they're, a little older.
David Watkins took us inside his new ADU, a 920 square foot 2-bedroom apartment he built next to his home. Eventually, it's for his in-laws, but for now, it's a rental.
For us, like I mentioned, it was a good way to reinvest money into our home and get the most bang for our buck.
In 2019, the county removed barriers to building ADUs, like reducing minimum living area requirements, reducing parking requirements, and allowing flexible lot configurations. Since then, the yearly average of roughly 16 ADU permits issued has more than tripled, with 158 permits issued between 2020 and 2022. But while ADUs are adding inventory, they're not moving the needle when it comes to affordability, with Dustin charging a monthly rent of $1,700 and David charging his tenant $2,000.
I don't think I have to wow you. I'll let the unit speak for itself, but it is quite nice.
This is moving the needle when it comes to affordable housing. Orange County Affordable Housing Program Manager Sarah El Badri showed us one of the 96 units at the Preserve at Emerald Villas, a senior housing complex. Modern, comfortable.
A big plus when it comes to new construction senior housing is the configuration of the bathroom. Not only is it larger compared to the overall size of the unit, it's safer. For example, take a look at the shower. A low threshold here for people that have wheelchairs or use walkers. And it's got grab bars.
1, 2, 3.
The complex in Pine Hills opened in late 2020, offering rental rates based on income, along with Madison Landing, which opened in December 2021, and Hawthorne Park, which opened last June. The county has opened 326 senior housing units since the start of the pandemic, giving hope to those who had no place they could afford to live. People like Deirdre Traylevin, who pays $876 per month.
Well, it's like a slice of heaven. And when you talk to some of the people around here and their stories for them to get here, it's like all the same. It's just crazy, and it's just wonderful here.
All of these projects are made possible with funding from the county's Affordable Housing Trust Fund, which helps bridge funding gaps and incentivize developers to build more affordable and mixed-income apartments instead of those at rising market rates.
And so the Housing Trust Fund is able to do that, and it's also, as we put investments into it, we're also able to attract other investments. And so we want to make sure that the housing that we invest into is long-term affordable. For much of the projects that we work on, the affordability of these developments is 30 to 50 years.
The big question is this: is the county on track to help fuel construction of low-income affordable housing and attainable housing for those at or near the median income? In the decade ending 2030, the county expects to invest $160 million trust fund dollars in public-private partnerships. The goal? Create 30,300 units. But according to the county's own projections, the need will be 110,000 homes. That means the county is only meeting less than 1/3 of the need.
Bottom line goal is to be able to target 35% of the number of units that are anticipated for the next 10 years in the county.
Planning manager Alberto Vargas tells me that means about 1 in 3 new housing units will be deemed affordable or attainable.
Is that hard?
It is hard. It is definitely hard, but we're working together. So we collectively have a strong belief that we will address the majority of the challenge that's placed in front of us with these strategy changes that are being put in place.
I think the end result was a big success.
Terry Prather co-chaired the Housing for All Task Force. He runs Lift Orlando, a business partnership that built the Communities of West Lakes, which includes affordable senior housing, mixed income living, a boys and girls club, and a soon-to-open medical facility near Camping World Stadium, a model for housing as Orange County grows.
We're not just talking about affordable housing. We're talking about how do we strengthen communities, and housing happens to be a component of that. And if we do a better job as community leaders and business leaders of strengthening those communities that are not as strong as others, that's the dream, versus just having X number of units of affordable housing.